Huh? No, you got this. I saw you do the last level. I know the smaller platform makes it difficult, but you're determined enough. I can see it on your face. Yeah, I can. Look, right here. Your forehead is creasing. How are you so feisty this late? You'll get wrinkles, you know. Isn't this game supposed to be relaxing? You're stressing out because you can't balance the blocks. Was this on the Game Pass? Oh, fair enough. Maybe you should try something a little more, chill. No, I'm just afraid you'll break the controller. Well, yeah, it's limited edition. You can't just get that anywhere. Yeah, laugh all you want. I'm looking over the information Warden sent to me again. He already found out who the guy was, so I'm looking more into his background. Apparently, he worked as a realtor for several years, but before that, he was in some serious debt. Like, house was about to be repossessed, loan sharks are coming for you debt. But all of a sudden, he got a really good job, turned it around, and sold his home for a profit to move into Hanford. Yeah, he had to be working with the penance. I don't know what they had on him, but you never look a gift horse in the mouth unless you want your head bitten off. I mean, he's squeaky clean. No criminal records, not even a DUI. Did this guy have any fun? Well, I don't condone breaking the law, but I'm also the last person to talk when it comes to breaking rules. Yeah, I was that kid. Detention all the time, didn't give a fuck what the teachers said. Vandalism, smoking, fights, all that shit. I skipped a lot in school, but I managed to get into the college I wanted, so it worked out for me anyway. Let me guess, you were a goody two-shoes, teacher's pet, first hand up in class kinda kid. Hey, I'm the last person to judge. High school is either the golden years for some or the worst years for others, so you do you. For me, they were awesome. I got to do what I wanted, had a group of friends that had my back. We trashed the place sometimes, but the teachers couldn't hate us. They always had to be wary when it was their birthday or April Fools because we'd have something planned. But innocent shit like whoopee cushions, super glue, and all that. Jokesters. You could say that. We always got into trouble, but sometimes the teachers were right there laughing with us. When graduation came, we kind of went our own ways, but we still keep in touch. A couple went overseas to study, another moved across the country, but I sometimes see the rest when I'm in town. I went to Berkeley, and I know what you're thinking. But just because I was a pain in the ass in school didn't mean I didn't work that ass off. Hey, don't make it weird, okay? I know what I said. You've known me for what, a couple of weeks? Oh, you've warmed up to me. Is that what you're saying? You don't have to be embarrassed about it. I'll be honest with you too. You know I went to that cafe a lot. To the point where you knew what I ordered, which means you're kinda into me, or you're really observant. So, which one is it? Okay, you don't have to tell me. That's part of the fun, I guess. I go in there because you happen to make pretty good drinks. And I like to look at you sometimes. What? I said I was gonna be honest. Yeah, maybe that was a little too much. What I mean to say is that I find you attractive, so of course I'm gonna sneak a look at you when I can. Of course you are. I notice other people looking at you too. A few members I know say they go just to see you. Maybe that's something us and the Vex can agree on. What? Warden sent me a message. Yeah, I'm used to calling him that instead of Dad around people. How the fuck do they know about the penance? Somehow the execs found out about what was in the briefcase and they weren't told by James or Warden. But how? Wait. Why the fuck did you take photos of the briefcase? Don't give me that bullshit! You couldn't do anything with them anyway. Did you want to send them to the police? Or to someone else? If you really wanted to help, you could have just asked instead of going behind my back. My phone is monitored. Anything that I collect is stored somewhere else just in case something happens to me. Some of the execs have access to the information. I'm being tested to see if I'm a good heir for Warden, and now that they know about who's come to town, they'll think that we've been withholding shit. Of course it's a fucking problem. They're not just gonna be questioning me, but Warden too. Because they're execs for a reason. They fund us, make sure we have everything we need, and in return they're notified about anything important. Like another gang. Sorry isn't gonna cut it. You might have had good intentions, but this could seriously fuck us up. I'm already looked down on because of how I got my position. I don't want to give them any more fuel. You're in a world with different rules now. The police can't help you. The government sure as fuck can't help you. People die for knowing too much. For overhearing something they shouldn't. That's why you're more than likely a target. You're a loose end. I wouldn't say you're trapped here. You're in protective custody, courtesy of us. But pull that shit again and I won't do anything to help you. This one time I'll take the fall, but you better not forget it, alright? What happens now? We lay low until we're needed. We're in more danger out there. And if people have the same kind of resources we do, then it's only a matter of time until they find out who you are. We're the only ones left who can talk about what happened to the cafe. We already know too much. I mean, there's been a target on me since forever, I imagine. If someone really wants to send a message to my dad, they'd off me. I'm his only son. The heir for the Wraiths. Screwed by association. Yeah, pretty much. You get used to it after a while. Okay, you got me. I was lying. I've been threatened more times than I can count. But I know it takes only one to go through with it. One day I'm gonna call someone's bluff, and that'll be the last thing I do.
Room service.
Stop! Shut up!
We have complimentary appetizers on behalf of the hotel.
No, that wasn't room service. Dad would have told me, and complimentary shit wouldn't come up here. This whole floor is mine. And there's no security cameras, so someone's opening their mouth somewhere. I didn't hear them go to any other rooms. They came straight here. The only people that know we're here is my dad, Mike, James, and some of the staff. Yeah, all of them are Wraiths. I don't blindly trust them. But to not means things will be harder for us if we have to be suspicious of the same people protecting us. As much as I hate to admit it, they're family. We've been through shit together. Sure, I was one of the latecomers, but I shed and spilled blood with them like everyone else. I don't know who would try to get us here. It's too risky. The person behind this must really want you. If they were trying to get me in Warden's hotel, then they're dumb as fuck. If they get caught, they wouldn't be leaving here alive. It's naive, I know, to hold on to something innocent and pure and hope that it doesn't get tainted. But what I'm certain of is that I am going to protect you. I don't think it's safe here anymore. If other people know we're here, we're just sitting ducks. They could have eyes anywhere. Everywhere. You need to get a little paranoid to plan for the possibility of a worst-case scenario. Work all the angles. Maybe it's not the best way to live. It's not any way to live, actually. But it's what we have to do now. I need to let Dad know what happened. It's late anyway, so you should try to get some sleep. There's no point moving rooms right now when it's not completely protected. Maybe that's also what they want, to know for sure we're on the move. We need to wait just for a little while, so get as much rest as you can. I won't sleep, just in case. Like I said, I'm gonna protect you. We can't make any moves without Warden knowing. We can't do this on our own. And if the people after us are part of the Wraiths, then we'll deal with that too. I've killed for less. I'll make some coffee. You go to sleep. Yeah, I'm sure. When I know the next move, I'll wake you. Alright. Good night.
Get down! Are you okay? Breathe. Hide under the desk. I'll be back for you. Just do it! We can't save them. They're already gone.
Hey, wake up! Are you okay? I heard you from the living room. That must have been some dream. Oh, the cafe. I'm not surprised. Yeah, I have dreams about it too. Sometimes I wake up in a cold sweat. You want water or anything? You sure? Yeah, I'll stay with you. I just can't fall asleep yet. I guess nothing like this has happened to you before, huh? I've had my fair share of near misses. One time I wasn't paying attention to the road and almost hit a family. I wasn't used to driving in the rain, so the car swerved and crashed into a pole. I got a concussion from it, but that was all on me. My dad helped me get out of trouble, but that was my rebellious phase. Nah, I'm still in it. I don't like being told what to do. Yep, and yet I listen to my dad. The explosion at the cafe was one of the worst for sure. It's still fresh, and that kind of experience leaves a scar. And it'll never fully heal, so don't expect it to. Not now, anyway. I carry a lot of them. Why'd you think I barely sleep 3 hours a night? Less sleeping means less nightmares. I can talk about them, but when you sleep, you can't control what your mind needs to process, and sometimes it can scare the shit out of you. Sometimes it's worse than what actually happened, because you live your worst fears, and it's hard to wake yourself up. I remember when I first joined the Wraiths, everyone was talking about it. They knew I was already alive and everything, but I wasn't a threat as someone trying to get their astronomy degree, you know? I guess they kept an eye, but wouldn't think much of my movements. But when it became official, everything changed. In the first week, I was held at gunpoint by this wannabe gang leader who didn't know shit about how it worked. They converted some wraiths, which was pretty good, and won over some businesses, but they had no idea what Warden was capable of. This guy wanted a ransom, but when my dad came, he eviscerated them. Every one of them, including those that betrayed him. But that was the second time in my life I actually thought I was gonna die. The first time, I'm too sober to talk about that. You ever gone stargazing? It's pretty awesome. You have to do it away from the city though. The light pollution sucks. Most of the time I don't go with binoculars or a telescope. I just lie there and stare up at the sky. It's one of the most relaxing things I've ever done. And though I've seen it so many times, it still leaves me in awe when I find a planet or a satellite. Yeah, you can see satellites with your naked eye. When you've adjusted your eyes, all you gotta do is stare at one part of the sky, and you should be able to notice anything that moves slowly across. It looks like a star because it's so small, but you can still see it. I do love space. It's beyond us. You know what I mean? We don't know anything about it. We haven't even scratched the surface of what's out there. But that's what's so exciting. For as long as humanity will live, we'll never be able to unlock the mysteries of the universe. Who knows whether we'll find life in our time? Yeah, I believe in aliens. How can I not? We might not have found any yet, but that doesn't mean they're not out there. That's like me saying there's no life in the oceans because I filled up a cup of water which had nothing in it. It's hard to wrap your head around how vast space is. Like, there are more stars than there are grains of sand. There are more habitable planets than there are grains of sand. And people really think that not one of them has had life excluding ours? It's just... it doesn't make any sense. And if you think of time as a whole, we're only at the beginning of the universe. It's almost 14 billion years old, but life could have started forming 10 billion years ago. And for Earth, life started emerging just over 4 billion years ago. But before that, it was a wasteland. And Mars had water and an atmosphere. Just think of all the blips in time we've missed and will miss. That's why when I think of time for Earth, it feels that much more precious. Not like throwing all caution to the wind and doing whatever you want, but not taking that time we have for granted. I am so sorry I went on a tangent. Yeah, I mean, space is where my heart is. That's how it's always been. Hey, don't use my own words against me. I can go back and still get my degree one day. Space isn't going anywhere. Right now, my dad needs me, which I never thought I'd say, but it's true. He needs people he can trust. What? The dutiful son? Yeah, you might be right. Try and go back to sleep, okay? It's still dark, so you can get a few more hours. I'll just do some more work. But I'll be typing, so maybe you could use it for ASMR or something. I don't know. You seem like the type who'd listen to it. I'm not judging. I get better sleep when it's raining, so I get it. Yes. Now stop talking and go to sleep. Good night, Sleeping Beauty. I said no talking.